Hello, thanks so much for watching again. I've been seeing a lot of comments and likes and follows coming in, which shows that you're getting some value out of this, which is very motivating for me. So thank you for all of those. I'm glad that this seems to be of some help for you. If you have any other comments or suggestions or questions, do send them on. I try and get an answer for everything. Sometimes the answer isn't exactly what you might hope for, but to the best of my knowledge, I try and help out. So thanks for all of those. And today I'm going to try and show you a little trick I found with groups and moving cameras. So here I have a simple scene where we've got a little box geometry, which is our golden cube here, and a little plane geometry, which is our blue plane. That's all that's really going on in the scene, and we want to rotate a camera around that gold cube. So what I would usually do is something like this here, where I have the camera position, and using the formula for a circle. If I save that, we're rotating around the cube. I've got some little variables set up for our radius and our speed. It's a bit too much, and this is fine for a small example. Two little formulas, nothing too much. But if you're trying to do something really detailed or fluid or complicated, the maths behind it can get a bit unwieldy when you're trying to nail a particular animation that you want. I find anyway that gets complicated quick and I can't keep up with my own logic. So I was watching the making of a movie and saw those big kind of booms, I think they're called dollies, that they have for cameras where they'll swivel around, and I thought it's really just an extension and a point that they're swiveling around. Couldn't we make something like that with a group? So that's what I'm going to try and show here. So if I make a new group, I'm going to call it Dolly. I'm not a cameraman. Maybe you know more. I'm going to go for that as my name anyway. Dolly. And make that a new group. And then I will add my camera to that group. So nothing should change. Beautiful. And now, how can we start to use the group to control the camera position? First simple thing we can do is we set the camera position Y, so the height is 0. It comes down. But then if we set the dolly position, it comes back up. So now the dolly is controlling the height of the camera. Cool. How can we make it control the spinning of the camera in a simpler way than this function? So we already have our time and our radius. So let's remove this so that the camera should be still and work on the dolly. Dolly. And we're just going to do the rotation Y. So if I set that to 0, nothing changes. If I change it to like math.pi by a little bit, you can see it's moved around. So what if I put time in here? Well, hey, much simpler. So now that time variable that we had to put into the math functions and multiply it by the radius is just on its own now, and we can change the throttle and it goes faster or slower. Brilliant. We've lost our control of our radius, so how can we control that? So this we can still just do with the camera, because remember, the group has moved up and we're rotating it, but the camera is still in a fixed position in that group. So if we change the camera's position, we're only changing it in the group, not in the world. And if you see here, all we've done is set camera position Z, Z, Z. Very American. So if I change that to radius now, we can move the camera within the group and keep the rotation. So now we don't have any complicated formulas. We just have the variables that we can control really easily. And for me, at least, it's much easier to understand. So hopefully that's useful. Let me know. Let me know any questions you have, any tips you might have for me. And thanks again for watching as always. Cheers.